everybody. I'm gonna make fried rice today. So when I was a kid, one of the dishes my dad made, which isn't a whole lot, he cooked very little, was fried rice, and I loved it when I was a kid. So I'm gonna do the same thing. My kids love it too. It's my simple version of it, somewhat simple, but you know, just like I'm saying with techniques, everything's got its own time and cooking, so you'll see. In Japanese, it's known as chahan, which in Chinese is chao fan, so obviously you see where the Japanese got it from, fried rice from the Chinese. So anyway, we're going to start with our eggs first. The reason why is, like I said, everything's got a different cooking rate, so we're gonna start with this. So I'm gonna cook it and put it on the side. So pretty simply, just 2 eggs for this amount, a little bit of salt and pepper like you would do. And the way, you know, sometimes when people say, oh, how much do you salt for eggs you're gonna scramble? Just like you would do a normal egg, like so when you look at it in a bowl, like that's how much you would do it on top. So it's kind of an easy process. A little cracked black pepper. So some recipes use white pepper. I like using black pepper. I'm not a huge fan of white pepper, so I think black's a little aromatic. So we're just gonna mix that together, just like that. And then I'm going to get this hot pan going, non-stick, best for eggs. I'm using avocado oil now, a little bit healthier. So probably just about half a tablespoon just to get that going. And the pan is already hot. So I'm gonna blend this up really well and go right into there. All right, and then we're gonna scramble these up. Okay, so scrambling the eggs very simply. So I'm not gonna go all the way in terms of cooking it because we're gonna put it back into the fried rice. And so this ensures you don't get an overcooked egg. You know, most times when you have a hot wok, you know, it's simple to do the fried rice. You can do it in one shot, meaning starting with veg, egg, rice. But I'm gonna do it my way, which I'm gonna separate things out a little bit to make it cook a little bit more even. So the eggs are on the side, and then next we're gonna work on our vegetables. Okay, so you need some veg for the fried rice, and I'm gonna start just a little bit onion, carrot, peas. I just had some frozen, 1/3 of a cup here, half an onion. So we're just gonna go and dice these out and get those into our fried rice. I mean, you could do other vegetables too. I've seen people do it. I think this is classic, the way that my dad used to get it together for us. So we're gonna dice that up real fast, just like so. I like it not super fine, but fine enough because you don't want a big chunk of onion, so we're gonna get that there. And then 1 carrot, just like that, peeled. And so kind of the same thing. Get that side, so get that side, get it flat. So kind of what we're talking about with cutting, get it flat. And then just kind of the same size, give or take. I'm gonna go that way. Okay. Another one here, just like that. Fold it together. Make sure you curl your fingers back. And that. Okay, so I've got my onion, my carrots, ginger here, so that's about a teaspoon minced. I use the microplaner, you can do that too, and 2 cloves of garlic. So with the fried rice, you want to make sure that you have everything plossed out, or have everything ready together, just like that. Is good. So then when we go right into it, you don't have to wait, because it's going to be a pretty quick process once you get everything set up. All right, so that's that. And then now I've got a hot pan. Going in with the oil again. So about a tablespoon or so. And then we got that going on really high. And then we're gonna start with our vegetables. I start with the onion first. Going right in there. And get that going here. And the carrots too. And we'll get that stir frying, sauteing up. And then add a little bit of salt. About 1/4 teaspoon or so. Black pepper. Season as you go, so every component needs some flavoring there. I also add to this a pinch of sugar, just for a little bit of seasoning there as well. And then let that go, and we'll get that cooking, and then we'll put that aside. All right, so it smells great. Got a little color on there. That's just still the carrots and the onion. So next, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, about half of it that we did, so 1 clove worth, and half the ginger. And then we're gonna stir fry that, also saute that until they cook out, just like that, just get them going. We don't wanna burn anything, but we wanna get it nice and aromatic. And let that go for just a little bit, and just kind of break that up a little bit, let that set. And you can smell the aroma coming out of it. Then the peas that I had, just for a little color, go right there, just like that. Give it a little stir around as well. And then to this, once we cook it out a little, you can smell the ginger and the garlic going. You know, feel free to, if you want to add more ginger, you can. Or more garlic too, to make a garlic fried rice. So I'm gonna make this one vegetarian. So in this case, you know, before you could do the meat, and you could do it separately as well and add that together. So from there too, I'm gonna add a little bit of soy sauce, not a whole lot, probably just like 1/4 teaspoon too, and a little bit of sesame oil too, just toward the end, just about 1/4 as well. Stir fry that up, see that, nice heat. And then once again too, like the egg, I'm gonna put it on the side. Okay. And then we're gonna start with the rice. So once we get this cleaned out, we're gonna go back on the stove right now, right into it. So this is the fun part, because once you get it all together like that, then another layer of avocado oil, just like that. Another tablespoon. And that's 4 cups of rice. So that's a day old. It's, you know, you can still use fresh cooked rice, but make it cool because it gets sticky, so it's not gonna create a little bit of that textural difference. It can be done, but now you want to do that. Use my hands. And then what we're gonna do is to same thing, just kind of flatten that out so you get the surface area of that rice. You hear it sizzling, kind of what you want. And then break it up. So I broke it up a little bit with my hands. And then same thing, good amount of salt, probably about a teaspoon or so, maybe a little bit more. Black pepper as well. We want to season, like I said, everything, because rice is plain, right? Asian rice, you have it plain. And we're gonna do that, get that nice and seasoned as well. And then we're just gonna let that crisp through on one side, get a nice layer going, and then I'll show you how to finish it out. Okay, so I broke up the rice a little bit, got it sauteed, season the color on it. I'm gonna continue to break it up a little bit. I added another little bit of oil, and then now I'm gonna put it toward the edge a little bit, since I got some crispness to it, heat it through, got some seasoning on it, a little bit more of that avocado oil, and then I'm gonna finish sauteing the rest of the ginger, and there in that sizzling oil right there, and the garlic. Just like that. So I cooked it off this side, making sure that it cooks out completely so there's no rawness. And while the rice is still cooking, then toss it back in there, get it well mixed, and just kind of still break that up. You can see as it's, you know, some of that inherent liquid in the rice is starting to make it steam out, and then you can break that up, just like that. And then next, I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce. So I use some soy sauce, obviously to season, because you want that. But also salt is a major component with that as well. A little pinch of sugar there, here. And then toss that, get it together like that. Then, once it gets well incorporated and all that soy sauce and all the other ingredients in there, just like that, see it's starting to loosen up. Then I'm going to add on top the rest of the cooked vegetables and the egg. So like I said, that's why I don't keep as much. And it's still getting crisp on the bottom while that's in there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more sesame oil to finish. Just like that. And then now, mix that all together. And there, we're gonna have it. Use a spoon, it's a little easier to kind of get underneath. And mix that all together, break it up if you need to a little bit. You hear that sizzle as it's going, smells great. You can smell that garlic and the ginger just really getting into that rice. Just enough. You can tell by the color of the soy sauce, just that's what you want with that. And that rice is starting to come apart because that little bit of the soy sauce, the inherent liquid from all the other vegetables are starting to separate some of that rice. You want some of that crisp and some of that softness to it, and just break that up. And there you go. So I'm gonna plate that up and we'll show you and give it a little taste. Okay, so there it is. You can garnish it with green onions if you'd like, just a little thin slice, but just to keep it simple, I make for my kids like my dad made for me. I'm just gonna keep it like that. Like I said too, if you wanna add a protein to it, like a shrimp or a beef and something, you wanna cook that separately as well and season it how you like to, and then just fold it at the end. Just ensures that you have proper cooking on each ingredient. So, delicious. So thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more stuff, please comment, and please subscribe if you wanna see my content when it goes up. So everybody, enjoy.